What's going on, everybody? It's Dark Strider, and for this Throwback Thursday, we have another Commodore 64 classic. We have Hero of the Golden Talisman. This one was pretty wild. I originally thought it was a sequel to Impossible Mission because it kind of had the same look to it, but it clearly was not. In this one, you are a person who is looking for the shattered remains of a golden talisman that will help to save the countryside. A wizard seems to have taken it and shattered it, and the only way to defeat this wizard is to go and get this talisman back. Now, again, back in the day, these games were so simple. They really were. They had just a lot of wild, like I said, the most simplistic of things to do. The only thing that you had a problem with was going to be the gameplay, because back then gameplay was kind of difficult. In this one, as you could see, I'm climbing, I'm jumping in water, I'm doing all kinds of things. You have to collect these keys in order to open the corresponding gate, and you could just fall several times into several levels, going and, having to redo these things 1,000 times. You can't just jump out of the water. You had to go and jump on a chain, and of course you could mess up like that. All these creatures you're fighting, I bet you've never seen piranha swim in reverse, but that was the game, that was the graphics, that's how it was way back in the day. With this game, I do have a strength meter. When the strength meter hits 0, I will absolutely die, and you'll have to start all over again with a totally different character, actually. Well, not totally different, it's the same character, but you got to start all over again. It was kind of wild. There are different kind of weird creatures that you find here. As you see, I'm having a problem opening this gate. I can't open the gate. I have to actually move this key over to the yellow box, and then that's how you're able to open the gate. As you can see, there are dark areas as well. Don't know why once you hit the water you keep going down until you actually hit literally rock bottom. It's one of the strangest things. Anyway, we're climbing up. The only way to climb up and out is to actually hit one of those chains. This air thing, I've never noticed it. I've never had a use for it. I guess it's for the water. I guess as you're in the water, it actually, if you don't have air, it takes strength away. So that's why they do that. But I've never actually really used it that much. The game is actually kind of quick if you know what you're doing. Clearly I haven't played this in forever, so knowing what I'm doing is a little bit difficult. But the whole thing is, again, you're supposed to go through these mazes, you're supposed to figure out the puzzles, and then you collect various items that will help you, and in helping you, they will help you to go and get the 4 pieces of this talisman. And it's only 4 pieces. It's no more than that. There were no difficulty settings. It wasn't like you could go and, try for a harder game if you defeated it. The game, like I said, pretty wild. A lot of fun back in the day, especially as you're learning this. I remember spending hours playing this game, trying to get through the maze, trying to remember the sequences, remember what to do, where to go, how to activate certain things. There are dark areas. You need a candle in order to use that. That flag that I found, it will actually allow me to shoot more powerful magic bullets, I guess that they are, because they're not real bullets. A lot of swimming sequences, a lot of water all around here. There are some pretty wild creatures that you'll also find, and the creatures they really take a toll on you. They do all kinds of wild things. You actually have to be careful as you're like playing this game because there are boss characters. The bosses that like I believe coming up soon I should fight a dragon. I believe that that's one of the boss characters that they've got here. And you know, like it's a really goofy looking dragon. Again, back in the day, you know, the graphics were not that great, but you know, we did what we could with them. As you can see, I collected that flag. I'll be able to like shoot better. A lot of this game, a lot of the puzzles were based on how you jump. You really had to pay attention to like your jumps. You had to time jumps, and you had to like position yourself in certain spots if you wanted to make a jump and actually like have it be effective, have it be something where you're able to land in a certain spot, land in a certain area. And this game really did that really well. There was like a lot of stuff. Once you played for like a little while and you got to learn where everything was, how you should be positioning yourself, where the sweet spot was to jump and whatnot, everything got like a lot easier. And then like your second, third playthrough, you were able to like actually get to the end. It wasn't as difficult as Impossible Mission. You know, Impossible Mission that I showed you guys last week was really, really tough back in the day. This one was tough, but again, it was not as bad. It was a little bit simpler than Impossible Mission was. And there were a bunch of just wild areas. You had to find the corresponding key to like open the corresponding door. And then there's also like a lot of like really wild, innovative kind of like creatures. You know, there are creatures that look like bats, that look like eyeballs, that look like mouths, things like that. And I guess, you know, in some ways it was innovative. In other ways it was just like, you know, what were they really doing? What were they programming here? They didn't know what the hell they were doing. So it's kind of wild the way like they did this. But I'll be honest with you, like I really did have a good time with this game. I'll have to move that flag. There we go. And now I'll be able to shoot really more powerful bullets. This area here was kind of difficult because you really did need a light in order to get through here. And of course, you had to go and do certain things in the game. You had to go and explore and find it. If you look on the lower left-hand side, there is like this little grid. Don't know how effective or helpful that was. I don't remember really using it. I did, you know, like do a lot more exploration than I did actually making use of that. But, you know, like maybe I'll explore it a little later. This is also a game, again, that I probably am not going to complete here. It's basically I want to show you what the game looks like and whatnot. And if you go and check out Dark Retro, I'll probably show you like the completed sequence. I'll probably get through the entire game there. And you'll be able to like, you know, see what it looks like, what the ending was. Again, pretty wild game in itself. Believe it or not, like this game takes up absolutely no space anywhere. This is one of those games like way back in the day, games really didn't take up a lot of memory. As you can see, this is just really goofy looking. You know, like later on, obviously we got way better graphics. Things looked a lot better. Things looked the way they were supposed to look. I often laugh when I play GTA 3. They have the commercials on the different radio stations, and one of the commercials is basically for like kind of like an Atari system, and they're talking about a game, and it's like, you know, have your dot shoot dots at other dots, things like that. That's pretty much what these games were. Although I gotta admit that the Commodore 64, like, we thought these graphics were absolutely amazing, and as we played through it, like the more we got games, the more we got into the games, the better games had gotten, the better graphically the games looked. People were able to do a lot with very little. A lot of these games obviously written in BASIC. That's, I mean, real simple, but you had lines upon lines of code. Like, you know, you would write 10, and then you would write, you know, like something like go to 20, hit 20, and then you put like a bunch of words like, you know, Dark Strider is awesome. Then you hit ready, run, and it would say forever. It would just continuously loop, Dark Strider is awesome. And that was basically like one of the most simplest BASIC programs ever. It's called BASIC because it literally was basic. But anyway, you know, like, just imagine to make a game like this, you had lines upon lines upon lines of code in order to make the game. And I'm telling you, a lot of people made these games, and they were pretty intense. Some of them were like really simplistic, and it was like, whatever. And then some of these games were just really, really wild, out of control, and like really well done for what they had back in the day. This game literally is like not even a gigabyte. I think it's just a couple of millibytes, if that. That's how crazy this game was. But you know, even the sounds, even the music that you hear, you could recognize certain musics and everything like that. It was pretty wild. And I gotta hand it to them, like, as we play some of these older games, looking at what they made with what they had, you know, you may look at it and graphically it sucks, but like, honestly, back in the day, this was pretty wild. This was some pretty wild gaming. And honestly, I would like to see somebody like do a remake of this game. I think that would be awesome. Could you imagine if they did something like this, but they did it with today's graphics? Did it on like a Xbox Series S, or, you know, like a PS5? That would be pretty wild, I think. And I really do think that, you know, if somebody really took on this this project, they'd be able to make like a bunch of like pretty cool games. A lot of people are taking up the mantle where they're making remakes, demakes, things like that. You know, they made a Final Fantasy VII, a demake, where, and I have it. It's available on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Same thing with what was the other game? Oh, I have Resident Evil, the original Resident Evil, like that. Maybe I'll play those games sometime for you guys. But yeah, these games, you know, they're pretty wild. I would like to see this remade rather than demade. I think it would be pretty cool. I think it would be something that, if somebody put a lot of love into it, it would be a pretty wild game, honestly. But, you know, we'll see what ends up happening. I think that would be kind of really wild. Anyway, you know, going on, as you can see, I found the candle. The candle is gonna help us see in the dark, in these dark areas, and I really do enjoy it. I enjoy like seeing the, you know, having the ability to like use these things to like, you know, like see further. It really helps you out in the game and whatnot. So we'll see. There we go. I used the candle. Look at this, mouths. What's going on here? Why all this stuff? Oh, there's one of the bosses. There's a dragon. All right, so we're gonna fight this dragon. A lot of jumps. Gotta dodge the fire that it breathes. And I'm really, you know, like it's gonna take a while to like do this. I'm really stupid that like I didn't use the flag to make my attacks a little bit stronger. And now I'll be able to like take this thing out. You'll notice that I'm gaining score as like I'm doing this. There we go. That was a lot quicker to take this guy out. Now let's see what else is going on. Let's see if I could find my way out of here. Not a lot of strength left. I'm at 16. That's not good. I hate all that bouncing and stuff like that. That stuff is annoying. Climbing these things, getting out of the way. Have no more air. Have 16% strength. Again, when that hits 0, I'm just done. I'm a goner. These games as well, there were no save points, which was kind of wild. You had to play through the game, and when you got, look at this, I didn't even time the jump. But anyway, there were no save points. You got through the game, and when you got through the game, that was it. You were able to either complete the game or not. You would have to start all over from the beginning. It was very brutal. There was nothing where it was what do you call it? There was nothing where you know, like you could really you know, like save the game. You basically, you were stuck. You either did it or you didn't. And again, like I said, there was like a lot of times where you really had to like practice. You had to be careful. You had to do all kinds of stuff. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see if I could get a decent distance at least and show it off. I'm not doing so well. I'm not doing so hot, it looks like. We'll see what happens. We'll see how far I get. We'll see if I do anything here. I'm doing a lot of swimming is what I'm doing. Here goes some of those piranhas. We'll have to avoid them. Probably not going to do a good job of that either. They have like mad skills. They swim backwards. I don't know anybody who swims backwards. I don't know anything that swims backwards. So that's going to be problematic. So let's see how far I get. Let's see if I could even get this. So we'll see what's going on. There's not a lot of health there. Not a lot of strength. We're at about 9%, 8%. I've got to attempt to, 7%. Yeah, this water is really not working for me. This is terrible. Let's see if we could just get through here without any... I gotta figure out how to jump. There we go. Okay. And now let's get this chain. Let's climb. There we go. Now let's see where else we could go. Yeah, I totally messed that up. Okay. Alright, nope. This water is not working. We're down to 5. We're getting lower in the health. 4. No. And now these piranhas are going to attack me. Which is going to make it just a lot harder. Alright, let's see. Let's see if I make it. Let's see if I at least make it out of this water. Yes. Okay, let's see if I can get through here without getting in any problems. Come on, let's go. No, oh. Nope, I'm dead. That's it. It's over. Yep, I'm a guardian. Alright, that's all there is for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out Dark Retro. Until next time, take care.